Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has launched an unprecedented attack on the country's powerful Orthodox Church. But why is Zelensky attacking religion now? Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of TFI Media Group. I am your host Ananya Sharma. Let's begin. Security Service of Ukraine (SBU) has been publishing pictures depicting an armed Ukrainian officer standing in front of a church and others which depict strong camouflaged officers interrogating clergymen with long beards and cassocks. As the ruthless Ukraine war drags on into its 10th month, these pictures demonstrate the increased pressure the Ukrainian government is putting on the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, which has centuries-old ties with Moscow. Following a schism in 2019, there are now two main Orthodox churches in Ukraine, and President Volodymyr Zelensky proposed measures on Friday largely aimed at the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. The church had already declared independence from Moscow in May and has been drifting away from Russia for the last couple of years. Zelensky, who is a Western stooge, has always been threatened with losing power. And the church has been a major force in Ukrainian politics since the country gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. It has been strongly supportive of Zelensky's predecessor Petro Poroshenko, who sought to cultivate strong ties with the church and its leader Patriarch Filaret. But since taking office in 2019, Zelensky has taken a much tougher stance on the church, calling for an investigation into its finances and accusing it of meddling in politics. The church has denied any wrongdoing and has accused Zelensky of trying to weaken its influence. Zelensky called the legislation, which could prevent religious organizations linked with centers of influence in the Russian Federation from operating in Ukraine. Leading members of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church contended that their organization has stood by their country since the war's inception and that any government crackdown will just serve to strengthen Russia and Putin. The Reverend Mykolay Danilevich, who frequently serves as a spokesperson for the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, declared that it is national suicide when they slander and try to ban a part of their own people. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church has opposed the Russian invasion and supported Ukraine from the very beginning. The church formally proclaimed its self-sufficiency and independence from Moscow in May by choosing to no longer honor Moscow Patriarch Kirill as its head of public worship and by blessing its own sacramental oil rather than relying on Moscow's supply. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church, or the UOC, did give Moscow a liturgical cold shoulder. According to Elizabeth Prodromou, a fellow at the Atlantic Council's Eurasia Center, even if they appear obscure, these actions are an enormous step in the Orthodox world. The church's supporters have also accused Zelensky of trying to distract from other pressing issues, including the country's economic crisis and the ongoing conflict with Russia-backed separatists in east of the country. The issue has also drawn criticism from international human rights groups, which have called on the government to ensure that the church's freedom of religion is respected. Now, this isn't only an Orthodox question. Other communities and groups like Protestants, Greek Catholics, Jews and Muslims will be watching Zelensky's regime's next steps too. Zelensky's power grab knows no bounds. After banning media and all parties including the opposition, Zelensky has already done what a dictator does with the excuses of the Ukraine war. The attack on church is in a similar direction. Zelensky has invited wrath on himself by attacking the church. His exorcism will thus begin now.